What's going on, guys? Jaxx the Bearded Hiker here. PB&J ribs on the Weber Kettle. Let's get busy. Alright, as you can see, guys, I have already started my coals here. I just used some leftover coals, but I started out and lit this corner, and we're just going to let it burn this way. And we're almost stabled out here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw in a couple of chunks of this apple wood. And while we're waiting for that to start smoking, we're going to go ahead and season up our ribs. So let's show you that. All right, we're going to start out with a simple seasoning here. I got salt and pepper already in here. I got 1 tablespoon of salt. That would be sea salt, Himalayan, and 1 tablespoon of pepper, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of paprika, and 1 tablespoon of granulated onion powder, or granulated onion. And we're just going to give that a mix. And that will be our rub for the ribs. I went ahead and transferred my rub into a sprinkle can, and we're just going to season these 3 racks of baby backs with the rub on both sides. These membranes have already been removed. Actually, I bought them like this. I didn't even have to remove the membrane. It was already done, so that was a good thing. Saved a little bit of time. You could also season these ribs the day ahead of time. Just be careful if you're doing like maybe a dry brine like salt and pepper. If your rub the next day has salt in it, be careful. I usually will, I'll put this rub on the night before, then add maybe a little bit more, but I'll go really lightly the night before. So I just put these ribs on, and I'm going to do it real quick because we lost a little bit of temp, but you can see I have them in my rib rack, okay? My fire is on this side, okay? And you'll notice that those ribs are kind of leaning over on top of each other, and that's fine. As the cook goes, they're going to shrink down and they'll be more, a little bit stiffer and whatnot. And also the ribs that are closer to this side, about once an hour, I will go ahead and rotate those to the back. Then the one over here, I'll rotate it to the front, and then we'll just keep rotating them throughout the cook. I'm thinking maybe once an hour, maybe, every half hour. We don't want to open this too much. So we're trying to hit a target temp of keep it around 225. I don't like to go over like 240 or 250. As you can see, I have my vents halfway open, and if we get a little bit too high or low or whatever, we'll adjust the vent here accordingly. Not sure how long it's going to take. I'm thinking maybe 3.5 to 4 hours maybe. So we're about an hour in. We're going to go ahead and move these around a bit. So we're going to take this back one here, go ahead and move it to the front. This one, move it here. We're going to leave that middle one there for now. Coals are still looking good. We're just going to bang some of the ash off. And we'll just keep letting it go. Alright, we're about 2 hours in here. We're going to go ahead and first let's go ahead and add a few coals to this bad boy. I'm going to add about 3 charcoal briquettes in there. Alright, and let's go ahead and flip these bad boys here. Crust is looking great. I think I'm just going to flip them this direction. Keep them just like that. Let's just move this back here. Woo, a little hot. Looking pretty good, I think. Alright. Go ahead and stick this lid back on. This has been about 3 hours, and now I'm gonna go ahead and take Whew, it's a little hot. I'm gonna go ahead and take these out of the rib rack, just so we can straighten them out a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. We're close. A little bit of crack in there, but still not 100% like we want it. Still not here. All right, so we're gonna keep letting it go. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe another hour, maybe hour and a half. But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and get our mopping sauce for these PB&J ribs going. So to start out with, guys, you're gonna need about 1 cup of raspberry preserve. This is 12-ounce jar, so we're gonna use about 3/4 of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that in our little dealio here. Next up, we're going to need a 1/2 cup of apple juice. Go ahead and throw that in there. And then lastly, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. 1 and 2. And now we're going to go ahead and just heat that up until everything has melted. Let's go ahead and turn on our heat here. You know, kind of just melt this stuff down until it all comes together. Makes a little glaze. So we went ahead and cooked our sauce. It's only been, what, maybe 15-20 minutes since I took these off and put them flat. So we're going to go ahead and start mopping these with our melted sauce here. How's that look? Our bark is nice and set. That's what you want. When you put the sauce on, you don't want your bark to be coming off. Looks delicious. Flies out here are kicking today, man. So we're just going to sauce these pretty regularly. I'm going to say maybe, I don't know, every 30 minutes or something. 15 minutes. We'll just see. We want to keep them moist now. And we want this mop sauce to infuse into these ribs. And we still ain't done. This is only part. This is what I would call the J of the PB&J. We're in the home stretch now, guys. All right, we're only gonna do the tops for now. We'll flip them later and do the bottoms, maybe. I don't think it's that important to do the bottoms, though, if you don't want. All right. All right, so we're roughly at about 5 hours, and I'm liking the cracking. We're cracking here. Got a good bend. So I'm going to go ahead and take these bad boys off, and we're going to make the other sauce real quick. So our ribs are almost done. So we're going to go ahead and heat up our PB for these PB&Js, okay? So right now I got 1 cup of peanut butter, smooth peanut butter in there, and this is on the heat. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in there, and then we're going to put about 1 cup of apple juice up in this bad boy, or close to it. And we're going to check the consistency. This is the consistency we're looking for here, guys. All right. So let's go plate this stuff up. All right, guys. Let's get this party started here. I like this one. Let's go. Seeing as how this one's broken already, let's go ahead and get that one going. All right, so what we want to do before serving this, go ahead and baste it with our glaze one more time. All over. I like that. All right. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go right in the center here. couple of pieces. All right, look pretty good. You see that? There's a little bit of a pink smoke ring in there. No big deal. All right, this is how we eat this. Okay, go ahead and dip in the PB. That is so. I really don't even know how to describe this. It's like, I'm gonna try, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of crap about saying this, but so it's like your childhood PB&J meets your adulthood manly ribness. Does that make sense? It's crazy. You know, you got the savory, you got the sweetness, you got the freaking bomb diggitiness. All right, guys. I know I got stuff all over my face and fingers. PB&J ribs on your Weber Kettle or any other smoker that you have. Do it.